That's about Yellowjackets, and I will tell you, I really feel in the next episode or two, we will finally find out who Pit Girl and who Antler Queen is. It's been a thing we've been discussing since the first episode, and the biggest question that I think a lot of us have watching the show. So we are definitely seeing the pit come in the next episode, as we saw in the trailer. Well, we haven't seen the trailer. It's not online. I don't know what happened, but here we are discussing the trailer that they showcased on Sunday during Showtime when they premiered the episode on Showtime. At the end of that trailer, we saw the pit. Travis is pretty much the one that sets up the pit. So let's go through our theories about who possibly could be Antler Queen and who is Pit Girl. So one of the first things we have to discuss is a theory that I really started to like when I saw it, and that was that Travis was the Antler Queen. There's been a lot of talk about Travis being sort of the visionary of sorts, and it could be Aquila as well. So this is a Travis and Aquila twofer right here. I feel like Lottie will sort of assume a leadership of sorts. I think Lana is continuing to be the forefront leader, but I think that Lottie and Shauna will start to rule, and they will sort of put this like title on different people. And I think Lottie, of course, feels that Travis and Aquila are visionaries and that they can see things in the wilderness. So that causes her to sort of be like, you know what? I think Travis or Aquila should definitely be at the forefront. I also just pinpointed a little bit more towards Travis just because we see him set up the pit. I'm curious what makes Travis do this. Travis has sort of been like flip-floppy, right? Like sometimes he doesn't believe in all the things going on. Sometimes he does. And I don't know if he's doing this out of fear or he's really just that easily manipulated. But the whole premise of him setting up this pit is interesting. I think that that's going to really be a big like factor here for him, maybe at some point becoming the Antler Queen. There's been points in the show as well where they refer to him as the stag, and I really do think that really just goes to show that Travis has been seen always as this sort of person to go forth. And I think that Shauna and Travis are the only ones that have really lost someone, right? Like Shauna lost a baby and Travis has lost his little brother, and I think that's really something that connects them both. So I could see it. Lottie, Shauna, Travis, and Aquila sort of becoming the Antler Queen of sorts together. Like they are the ones in charge. And you know, we're not here to discuss how the group will come to be like, okay, we'll listen to them again, especially now that they have a way out with Kodiak and all that. I've already discussed it in the theory video I did for tomorrow's episode, that I truly believe Shauna or somebody is going to end up killing Kodiak, which causes them to lose hope. And it's not like they're just going to go out there on their own and suffer like being lost and ending up hungry and dying by themselves, right? They're just gonna continue to go forth, and it's gonna be a rule of sort of fear and not really knowing what comes next that makes them sort of fall into line with these girls. So I really truly believe that Travis could be this personification that Lottie wants him to be as the Antler Queen, or we could definitely see Shauna be there. She's already showcased that she can rule ruthlessly and that she's going to do whatever it takes to keep them here and sort of in line. And this position of the Antler Queen is definitely something to be fearful of, right? As we've seen before. Now, a wild theory I saw on Reddit, y'all. This is not my theory. This is somebody called the Lazy Cat. They put it up and they theorized that the Antler Queen could be nobody, that the Antler Queen is just a personification that they put up towards a object. And it goes a little bit deeper by saying the object in itself could be Jackie's skeletal remains that they may have still. And all of this is pointed by the fact that Jackie has become such a recurrent theme throughout. Even in the last episode, they call her the captain of the team. Like they still regard her as a leader of sorts. And Jackie, you know, her death and everything was sad. It happened and all of that. And I think the way they will try to justify it is that Jackie sort of gave them that life and that energy to go forth on, right? They ate from her body, and Jackie has become a Christ-like figure in a way, I feel, to them, because it's like you eat from my body, you drink my blood, and you continue to live on forth. So I really like that theory from the Lazy Cat on Reddit. I'll post it down below if you want to read more of what they had to say. And I thought that that was fascinating because that would really be a big thing, right? Like they are sort of idolizing Jackie and turned her into a saint or a messiah-like figure. Of course, that's something right there that I think is fascinating. So I know in the video we see that the head moves and things like that of the Antler Queen, but you don't see anything else really move. So that could just be possible through either somebody doing that, or also the girls just become delirious at some point and they envision this as the Antler Queen, right? So I think that's the possibility right there. Now, of course, I don't think the Antler Queen is the one with the pink Converse. I think that could either be Shauna or Ty, who have really become more like crazier with the wilderness and really feel in tune with it. I don't think that's Lottie per se. I think Lottie is more in the background, behind the scenes. Like, she's doing her thing with the visions and all that, right? So the question then becomes, then who is Pit Girl? I think there are three possibilities here. And I think the most obvious one is that it has to be Hannah, because Hannah is an outsider and she's come into the group. I don't know how much they really will accept her, especially if they do in fact kill Kodiak. How much more does Hannah have left after Kodiak's gone, as she was part of that group? I don't really see Hannah integrating into the group and being like, oh, I'll become a cannibal witch on all this and we'll dance in the wilderness and do all these things, right? Like, I just don't see that for Hannah. I see her more being like pushing back and not really wanting to be a part of this, but it's like she has no other choice. Now, another possibility is Mari. Mari is the one that's going to have to tell them about the pit and how they find out about it. And the only reason I think it could be Mari is we haven't seen Mari in the adult version. Now, that doesn't mean she is either dead or alive, right? We don't know, because we thought that Miss Melissa was dead and in fact was alive. But Mari we haven't seen. So Mari could be Pit Girl just for the fact that it's in the writing, right? She's the one that tells them about the pit. They use the pit, and ultimately the pit is what kills her. The pit is where Coach gave her a second chance, right? He saved her, gave her almost quote unquote new life. So it'd be kind of poetic if Mari were to go by the pit and become Pit Girl just right around the corner when they're supposed to be rescued, right? So I think that would be an interesting thing to happen, is that the girls she was trying to sort of give coach to have become the girls that ultimately lead to her demise. So that's my possibility on Mari. It's just more of a poetic writing thing. Now, another one that I could see is it being Jen, and this could lead to why Melissa and Shauna aren't really on the best terms after the whole rescue and haven't talked throughout this whole time, is because Jen became the next victim. So that also could be possible with Hannah. This could be a thing here, because we heard that Hannah had become close to Jen and Melissa. So of course, I think Hannah's death was going to impact Melissa, but I think also Jen's death could have been the nail in the coffin that seals it for Melissa to never want to be in contact with these girls ever again. So those are my thoughts for Antler Queen. Those are my thoughts for Pit Girl. Comment below who you think could become the Antler Queen or Pit Girl, and what do you think about the Reddit theory that it's just Jackie's remains and the girls kind of give life to it in the comments down below. I also think Ty is definitely very like close to becoming Antler Queen. She is sort of embracing the darker side, not just in the adults version, but not just in the adult timeline, but also in the teenage timeline. We see that she sort of feels that she is in tune with the forest just as Lottie is. I don't see Lottie ever going back to becoming Antler Queen. I feel like Lottie has sort of lost the like respect or admiration she had when she committed that atrocity towards one of the frog researchers, but I think that she really is going to be somebody who is behind Antler Queen and sort of pushing them up more to become like this sort of like sacrificial god of sorts for the rest of the girls, and a justification of why they should continue becoming cannibals and eating the rest of the girls. So Lottie doesn't become Antler Queen per se, but she is sort of behind the rise of Antler Queen of sorts. So that's why it only really leaves us with Travis. It leaves us with Shauna or Ty, because I think those three could definitely be somebody that the rest of the girls sort of get behind. And you never know, Akila also could surprise us. She did have that vision where everything was sort of desecrating and the animals were dying. So I think some of the girls could look to her as well. She did have the coach vision where she said that coach was their way out, and it kind of would make sense that the girls would think, you know what, if the frog research has just come in not too long ago and they had seen coach alive and us there, this would not have all happened, right? Would we have just been saved by them because it would have just been like, oh, the girls are out here with the coach, and maybe the coach did something to them. That's why they have him tied up. And let's just save them, okay? So I think that's something that the girls are going to start to think about and could be brought up in the next episode. Like, what if Coach was alive when the frog researchers came? Akila was right this whole time. We're going to listen to Akila now and everything she says. And if she's saying we can't trust Kodiak or leaving is a big mistake now, then we're going to listen to her. If she says she has to become the Antler Queen and we have to be continuing these like cycles of eating, of choosing the Queen of Hearts, of having Pit Girl wearing Jackie's necklace and all of that, then we're going to continue to do that. So those are just some quick fire thoughts. We'll see tomorrow. If not, we'll talk more about it because I believe they'll drop more hints tomorrow in this episode. And of course, we're going to break down the episode tomorrow. So hit the subscribe button and notification bell. We talk Yellowjackets every single week with theories and breakdowns all throughout the week. So don't miss out on it. And as always, let me know who you think is Antler Queen or who is Pit Girl in the comments down below. Just a lot of theories, a lot of possibilities. Just wanted to open up the conversation. If y'all want, we'll continue this conversation until we find out who it is. So let me know in the comments down below. But as always, very, very excited for tomorrow's episode. We will be discussing and breaking down as soon as we watch it. So make sure you're tuned in and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on that video. But as always, I'll see all of you next time. Let's get to 40,000 subscribers. We are so close, y'all. I really want to get to 40K. Let's try and do it before the finale. Very excited for it. I'll see you all next time. Stay safe, stay positive.